The, the 1-to-1 program was started in 2000. 82 students are currently enrolled in the program.
From the high-definition digital production center on the Troy campus, with news from Troy University locations around the world, this is Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision Nightly News for November 10th, 2011. I'm Courtney Steele.
And I am Rachel Ellis. Thank you for joining us this evening. Troy University is home to a number of Chinese students who are here as a part of the 1-to-1 dual degree program. Today, a number of representatives from Troy's partner universities in China visited campus to see how their students are doing in America. Yasmin Hill has the story.
East or West, Troy University is the best, a statement made by a board member from China. Troy University is the birthplace of the 1-to-1 program. Students from China are enrolled in partner schools in their hometown. They receive half their education in China and the other half in Troy and graduate with 2 degrees, one from China and one from Troy.
1-to-1 program is just like the exchange program, and students spend 1 year, the freshman year and senior year in China, and sophomore and junior year in America, and they got 2 degrees from 2 different countries.
As each 1-to-1 student was announced, Chancellor Hawkins, along with the board members, greeted them with a smile and approving nod, making them feel even more at home.
I learn about the different cultures and have some international friends.
Although the students are international, a grad student says he loves Troy. He loves it so much that he returned to Troy to continue his education after graduating.
Well, I've been here for years. I was first 1-to-1 student back in 2004, and I'm back to Troy on 2009 for the MBA program, and right now I'm joining the MPA program this year. And well, you can tell how much I love the school.
Yasmin Hill, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The 1-to-1 program was started in the year 2000, and 82 students are currently enrolled in the program.
Last night, Troy University organizations showed off their acting talents in the Spirit of Homecoming competition. Brittany Harris has the story.
The festivities for homecoming continued Wednesday night as organizations participated in a For the Love of Troy skit night.
Well, tonight we had our second event for homecoming, the skit night, where all the organizations come together and put on a performance to show their pride for Troy University.
With this year's theme being For the Love of Troy, students portrayed just that as they took the stage to show how they felt about Troy.
Picking the skit, we pretty much brainstormed. A member created the great idea of having a timeline. We went with it. It turned out great.
We had different, different settings and different places that we showed love for Troy, and showed everything about Troy, and it was just good.
Although competing for a first-place title, every organization displayed their love for Troy through the united task of defeating North Texas.
Oh, well, Troy's going to win, get that victory.
The game, I'm ready to see my Trojans play and beat Texas.
I know North Texas is a tough competitor. I know we need to win, and I have full faith and confidence that our Trojans are going to pull out victory while we're at home for homecoming.
There will be a winner for skit night, but it will not be announced until after the third quarter of the homecoming game. Brittany Harris, Troy TrojanVision News.
As mentioned in this story, the winners of the skit competition and all other homecoming events will be announced after the third quarter of the homecoming game on Saturday. Competitions like skit night are designed for large groups and organizations, but this year the SGA was trying to expand the homecoming fun.
That's right, they're giving students who may not be in a big organization a chance to get involved as well. Kayla Sheeler has details on the story.
It's homecoming week, and the Student Government Association got students geared up for creating small competitions on campus for everyone to get involved with.
Homecoming kicked off with a letter drive for veterans. The freshman forum had bouncies on the quad, and the mission to the bouncies was to write a letter to veterans, and they're going to send those off tomorrow on Veterans Day. There's also daily trivia in the office where you can come by and answer a riddle of sorts to win a daily prize. We also have a candy count which we have a jar of M&Ms, and you can come by and guess the amount that's in there. And on Friday, they'll select a winner. And then lastly, there's a photo contest on Facebook. You need to go in and like Troy Student Government Association and submit your favorite Troy photo. And then they're going to pick the winner based on how many likes there are on Facebook.
The SGA's president's personal favorite competition is the banner competition.
One of our biggest individual competitions is the banner competition. That's one of my favorite competitions for homecoming. And you and up to 3 of your friends can enter a pillowcase-sized banner into the competition to be judged. And you guys will also win a prize.
These competitions are set up for individuals so they feel like they are a part of the big celebration.
Well, the purpose of homecoming on the Student Government Association side is to make sure everyone is able to compete and participate in homecoming. So when there's more available to those who aren't in organizations, I think that encourages more participation. I know sometimes people may feel left out, or that homecoming is geared toward a certain group of people.
And the reason for the competitions are
so we can see your Trojan pride, and hopefully you can win some prizes.
Kayla Sheeler, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The winners are being announced throughout the week of homecoming festivities.
And now taking a look at news from around the state. Longtime school administrator Tommy Bice has been named the new state superintendent of education in Alabama. The state school board selected Bice this morning over Deputy Alabama Superintendent Craig Pouncey and Deputy South Carolina Superintendent Mark Bounds.
Governor Robert Bentley says Jefferson County's bankruptcy filing will hurt the entire state and not just the area of Birmingham. Bentley says the Jefferson County sewer debt crisis had been an impediment to economic growth in the state, and the bankruptcy filing will be an even greater challenge to overcome.
With no police escort, military veterans in Tuscaloosa have canceled the traditional long line of motorcycles and other vehicles parading down Veterans Memorial Parkway to honor those who served in the armed forces. The annual motorcade planned by the veterans of foreign wars post-6022 won't be held this year due to a city policy change.
Still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News, it's one of the most exciting times during football season. Homecoming is just days away.
Taylor Burke will have the details on the big game and more when he joins us with Trojan Sports.
Free time running through the grass, exploring streams? But times have changed. Today's indoor kids spend more than 7 hours in front of electronic media. That's why National Wildlife Federation created the Be Out There movement. Outdoor play improves kids' health, body, mind, and spirit. It helps them stay fit, enhances creativity, and could even make them better students. There's a reason they call it the Great Outdoors. Learn more at beoutthere.org.
There's a lot more to somebody being successful in society than just their diploma. We're in the business of making well-rounded individuals.
They taught me so much more than skills. At Troy, they truly believe that one person can make a difference.
We want to educate the mind to think, the heart to feel, the body to act. We're not trying to be all things to all people, but what we do very well.
Troy University, in class, online, within reach. Troy.edu.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now Taylor Burke joins us with sports.
So Taylor, it is a busy weekend in Troy for sports.
Yeah, football, women's basketball, men's basketball, the baseball team's going to be having an event,
That's right.
Softball's going to be having an event, and we'll get you caught up on everything that's going to be happening this homecoming weekend so you can get out there and enjoy all the fun festivities.
All right.
This Saturday, the Trojans will be back in action in Veterans Memorial Stadium. It's homecoming weekend, but at 2-6 on the season, returning alumni are just added motivation to get the win. Danielle Percival fills us in on the Trojans matchup against North Texas.
It will have been nearly a month since the Trojan football team has played in front of their home crowd when they hit the field Saturday against North Texas. And what better way to come home than to homecoming? But the focus is not about the activities or the alumni returning to campus. This team has to focus on the game, and head coach Larry Blakeney says their opponent isn't a pushover.
It's not going to be, hey, it's North Texas, we're going to beat them again, because we haven't beaten anybody again. We've been beating folks for five or 6 years here, and several of them have gotten us back. North Texas, good enough to beat us, good enough to beat anybody in our league, and although they haven't done, I think they've got 3 wins, and Of course, that's one more than we've got. We're trying to get to 3 wins.
But if history is any indicator as to how this game will go, the Trojans might be able to get that 3rd W. Blakeney posts a 17-2-1 record in homecoming games during his career at Troy, but just last season, Florida International tripped up the Trojans on homecoming, handing the team a 52-35 defeat. And wide receiver Justin Albert says hopefully this year, homecoming will be a little sweeter.
We got to put everything together, be one unit, be one mind, you know. So hopefully this game here means more to not just me, but to everybody in Troy and this team. So I think we're going to be ready to go out and play. We just got to execute our plays and fight.
The Trojans have only lost to North Texas once back in 2003 at their place, 21-0. Last season, the Trojans took the game in a close, high-scoring battle, 41-35. And how important does the team feel a win would be this week?
Hey, it'd be lovely. It's homecoming, and everybody want to win, and we just got to do it.
We got to take it one game at a time, and this weekend is the first weekend, hopefully in that stretch of wins that we're about to pull off.
And it should be very competitive. You know, we have to play good.
Homecoming has an early kick time as the Trojans and the Mean Green will be squaring off noon on Saturday. After an exhibition win over West Alabama Monday night, the season officially tips off for the men's basketball team on Labor Day, or on Memorial Day over in Texas. The Trojans will open up the season on the road against Texas Tech on Friday night. This will be the Troy's only regular season game of the season against a team from one of the 6 power conferences. Troy will then return home on Sunday to play LaGrange College in their regular season home opener. Coach Don Maestri continues to put an emphasis on bringing back the Trojans' old style of play in order to counter Troy's inexperience with a fast-paced, up-tempo offense.
We are trying to exhaust people. We got exhausted at times. So, but that is part of the system, is to try to get people in the last maybe 10 minutes of the game where they don't want to keep playing that fast and they are tired, and maybe they'll miss more shots, not get as many rebounds.
Troy and Texas Tech tip off Friday at 8:30 in Lubbock, Texas, and then Troy returns home on Sunday to play LaGrange at 4. Well, just like the men, the women's team will open up their regular season this weekend as well, and Dustin Carroll will give us a season preview of the team.
It's time to hit the hardwood as the 2011-2012 Troy women's basketball season is just around the corner. The Trojans will be returning 4 starters from last season's team, including preseason third-team all-conference selection D'Angelo Sword. Losing last year's leading scorer and rebounder Danette McNair hurts, but Coach Mike Murphy says that means someone else will have to step up and take charge.
Losing Danette McNair was a big hit, but that's the way it goes. You know, hopefully you bring in good players and hopefully they graduate, and that's what happened with Danette. Having said that, I'm not so concerned about replacing her points as I am about replacing her rebounds. Anytime you have 800-plus career rebounds, that's really an achievement, and that can only be done through hard work.
With many key players returning like Tania Manuel and Sophia Kleeman, Coach Murphy feels there's a few fresh faces that could shine on this year's team.
A player in particular is a freshman, Courtney Coleman, another freshman, Rosie Hines. Those two could have a real impact as to the success we have as a team. We've also got Sarah McCapian coming off ankle surgery. She was our best three-point shooter 2 years ago as a sophomore. She was a starter. So those 3 players will go a long way in determining just how much success we have as a team.
Murphy hopes the strength of this team is their work ethic on defense.
Some days you're going to have good offense, some days you're going to have bad offense. But your work ethic is what will allow you to get through those days by playing solid fundamental defense. Defense keeps you in every game. So that's really what we're hoping the strength of this team will be.
Senior guard and Montgomery native D'Angelo Sword feels that both coaches and players are on the same page this season.
I think we'll come out harder this year. Everyone is working harder. The coaches, the teammates, the players, everyone is working towards a common goal of getting better and being a better team. So I think that this year we're putting more effort into everything we do, and I think that'll be shown when we start playing.
Dustin Carroll, Troy TrojanVision Sports.
The women's team opens up their regular season Sunday afternoon at home when they take on Winthrop at Sartain Hall with tip-off set for 1:30. Well, as we just said, all kinds of sports going on, like the 2 basketball teams will be playing, and of course the big homecoming football game. And we didn't mention during the news, but the baseball and softball teams will also be having events. So all kinds of things to do this weekend for homecoming.
That's right. All the alums will be here, so there's plenty to do in Troy. No excuse not to be here.
That's right. No excuses.
That's right. Thanks, Taylor.
Thanks, Taylor. Still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News, we'll learn how international students are sharing their culture with other Troy students.
Plus, the rain last night brought a very cool day today. Will we need to bundle up for this homecoming weekend? Tiffany?
Well, those cooler temperatures are here to stay, and we will be seeing them later this weekend. I'll get into that more later in weather.
Hi, I'm Mia Hamm. As a professional soccer player and a future soccer mom, I know how fun and rewarding sports can be. I also know how frustrating it is when you're sidelined by an injury. So I've teamed up with the American Association of Orthodontists to ask young athletes to play it safe when playing sports. I spent years training to become a world-class athlete. I know what it takes to become an expert on the field. Orthodontists understand this too. They're experts in their field, helping kids and adults obtain healthy, beautiful smiles. They want to help athletes prevent injuries and stay in the game. It only takes a second to get hurt, and too many athletes are risking injury because they're not properly equipped during games and practices. Wear the right protective gear like mouth guards, face masks, and helmets. Your first line of defense against preventable injuries. Play it safe, achieve your goals, and keep smiling. Visit braces.org.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now Tiffany Lester joins us for a look at weather.
Well, Tiffany, when the rain comes at us, we do expect some cooler temperatures. However, it got really cold, really fast, and some extra wind on top of that. So how long will these temperatures stick around?
Well, we have been seeing a lot of cooler temperatures lately, but it's actually been fluctuating a lot, going from mid-70s back to the low 60s, and we'll be seeing a lot of that this week too. And I'll get into that later. First, let's take a look at our campus snapshot of the Bibb Graves Quad, where we can see that it is still overcast today. The sun is trying to make it through there, but it's not really happening and not really going to warm us up anytime soon. As we take a look at our current conditions, it is fair skies out there. The temperature is at 56 degrees, actually, dew point at 30 degrees, humidity 37%, barometer about 30 and steady, and winds coming from the northwest at 10 miles per hour. Today's statistics, we see that the high was only 61 degrees today. The low is going to be 32 tonight, so there's a freeze warning out there. Rain 0%, and the sun rose at 6:09 this morning, and is set to set at 4:48. As we take a look at temperatures around the state, we're all seeing low to mid 50s. Mobile is actually seeing the highest at 60, but it is still very cold, and the wind chill is what's making it extra cold. For our current temperatures throughout the southeast, our area, as I said, is seeing those mid to upper 50s, and in Florida they're seeing those low 70s too, all the way up until the high 70s in Miami, almost 80 degrees there. So that's where I'd like to be, honestly. But in the Carolinas, they're seeing those 60-degree temperatures, 50-degree temperatures. And as we branch out across the United States, we're seeing in the northwestern portion of the United States, here we're seeing some 50 degrees. That their temperature has gone up since earlier today. They're seeing 50s, 40 degrees, even 60 degrees. So it's getting warmer out there as well. And the current service map shows that warm front is moving over, causing those warm temperatures to move out those colder temperatures. But the cooler temperatures are right here because of this cold front that's moving, just hovering along the eastern coast. And in our areas, as I said, it's moving, it's trapping the cooler temperatures right up here in our area, and that's why we're feeling very cold from that rain yesterday. The difference from normal highs, it's negative 8 degrees. So our high has gone down about 8 degrees in our area and all throughout this portion of the United States. And the difference from normal lows, we see that it's gone down even more to negative 14 in Alabama. And it is just very, very cool all throughout the southeast. As you can see, those temperatures have been fluctuating a lot. For Friday's forecast, nothing in our area. It should be clear skies and nice, comfortable weather. For Saturday, still not a lot in our area, just in the midsection of the United States. They're seeing some wind advisories, and on the western portion of the United States, some rain and snow advisories. And for Sunday, still those rain snow advisories, and there's also rain coming in, staying in Illinois, Indiana, and Michigan, keeping those states a little wet from showers here or there, but nothing in our area, as I said. And Monday, that rain will come down south a little bit and stretch out all the way from Texas all the way to the easternmost point of the United States, causing us to see some rain showers here or there. For tonight's forecast, it will be mainly clear skies, some clouds here or there, but there is that freeze warning late at night with the 32-degree temperatures. Light winds coming from the northwest at 10 miles per hour. And tomorrow, the sky should be mostly sunny, but very cool, especially from the wind that will be blowing from the northwest at 8 miles per hour. Our high is only 64 degrees. And as we take a look at our 4-day forecast, we see that those temperatures are about 64 tomorrow. The low is 32 tomorrow as well, and for Saturday, the high is 70, the low is 45. Sunday, 73 is the high, low is 53. Monday, the high is actually 79. So, according to Rachel, those temperatures are fluctuating a lot. So it's been very cold the past couple of days, but it should warm up after tomorrow. But the skies will still be partly cloudy. So just make sure you do have that light jacket or even the heavier jacket if you're cool temperature natured. So just stay warm out there because it's going to get cold the further we move on in the year.
Okay. And the thing of it is, I saw that it's going to be really cold right away, but then Monday's going to be 87, almost 80 degrees
almost
again.
80
So
degrees.
I know it's fluctuating. Just get with it and hang on for the
You
ride.
just have to follow it.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Tiffany.
Thank you.